Let's see, guys. Hey, YouTube. Oh, good. We got some good range on there. We'll just go with it. Let's just go with it. We don't know what we're gonna end up with, but hey, listen, I'm Yolanda at Dry Bus, and we're gonna hang out here in the kitchen. Let me see. I got another device going. You know, we're multi-device. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go live. Facebook is crazy with these things. Let's see. I'm gonna flip it around. Facebook just did one of those faces on me. And it's too cool. It's the one with the hat and the glasses. Hey guys, okay, listen. We're gonna try and do a couple of things tonight. Let me take this off. I should cook with it on, right? Let me see. I don't even know how to do it. Okay, there we go. There I am. All right, guys. Let me bring you guys down just a little bit. As people are watching over on man, I feel like now that I got this big old thing going on over here on, I'm tired. I'm literally tired. This is gonna be quick. Let me get this out the way. How do I get that out the way? Okay, take that off. There we go. All right, we'll bring it down a little bit. There we go. All right, first of all, we're gonna go through the bags. Let me see YouTube. I'll turn you guys over that way a little bit, bring you down a little bit there. So we're running on YouTube, guys. We're gonna run on YouTube for a minute, and just see what happens over there, just to get some stuff going on over there. Hello, Andrea. So, what happens when you get home? You're tired. You're exhausted. You thought your day ended early. You ran to the store. You grabbed up some things. You thought you'd come home and make a fabulous meal, but then there was a note: walk the dog. And then, of course, you know, walking the dog means take him on a full on journey, or let him take you on a full on journey. And then you're exhausted. And I really wanted to tell you guys about this, which is a swag bag that I have from the workshop that I went to today. And we're going to talk about it. We're definitely still going to talk about it. I went to an awesome workshop today. It was called Ignite Day. Today was that day. It's like one of those. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Shout out to Michelle Hill, MichelleHillCo.com, MichelleHillCo.com. You already know she's an amazing graphic artist, but more than that, life coach, career coach, passion coach, and so forth. She had a workshop today here in Douglasville, and it was called Ignite Day. So this notebook is full of some amazing homework that I have to do, and it really got me thinking because I don't. You never know, because I was like, you know, I kept going into the group. I got invited to a couple of groups, and I kept seeing her across groups, and I kept seeing the event, and then I had an opportunity to connect with her, and I had an opportunity to go to the event. So I love this notebook, and I'm going to, as you can see, it's full of great and amazing information. But this section, all these sections right here, has all of this work. And as you see, I didn't fill it out at the conference. I jotted down a couple of things like this one I could really work through. But I said I want to give it some thought. I want to go home and really work through the worksheets and really really work the plan. I don't like to instantly put stuff out into the universe, because a lot of times when you do that, I mean, your universe will immediately get to work on it. And I'm like, hold up, let me be really specific when I put these things out there, because this is literally about saying what I am going to do for all of 2018. And it doesn't have to be all of 2018. What she did, she kind of broke it down. I mean, there's a lot of liberties that we could take as far as doing this. Facebook has issues. So hopefully I'm okay on there. But I am, you know what? I feel like I'm using the iPad, guys. So now my phone next to the iPad looks tiny, right? It used to look huge, but now I'm like, whoa. All right, so we're gonna talk about that. That's really what we're gonna talk about. And we're gonna talk about some buzz of the week. I also saw that Monique was on radio today. And then we got the swag bag. Ooh, home finance bill organizer. That's one of the things. You have to be present. You cannot be a creative an entrepreneur, climb the corporate ladder if you're not taking care of home. So, woo. And this was my mother's pet peeve about me. My mother used to always give me these bill books. My mother was a stickler about that bill book, honey. It's so funny. And so, so here is a bill book, Mom. As I throw it out there into the universe. Home finance bill book, because I mean you cannot work your plan, because everybody jumps out there and say, oh, I want 5, 6, 7 figures. Well, there's a whole, what I have learned is there's a whole lot of expenses that come with going after all of that. So you got to know that. So, and then also, of course, never underestimate yourself. She's got a journal in there as well. So, and then there's some information. There's a couple other things down here. And of course, before I left out, I swiped a lot of chocolate. So that, we're going to talk about it. And it's Ignite Day. So today was my Ignite Day. It was my day to ignite. And I think, it's so funny I said that. Can I have it? Look, my daughter's on there begging for my stuff. And look, I might want to give it to you because you're the one that works on those bills. So she keeps everything in order. Keeps everybody in order when it comes to that. So I'm going to go through that. That's what I'm going to be working on. I think I'm going to take some time really this weekend and just slow down, because we're always going, and we never really get to slow down. So I didn't do a full-on meal prep shopping. In fact, this was, it's like if you've been organized all week, you meal prepped all week, you kind of want to splurge over the weekend. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rinse these off. What we're doing here in my particular meal prep is not like, we're not creating like 5 different meals and we're going to nibble on them all week. We basically try to figure out some ways to organize so that we can come home and still prep, but not take, several hours to get through a meal, that we have some things in the fridge, some things already cut up, some things, we have our basket. We have a new basket here, guys. So we have our basket here that we now keep handy. I mean, these are things that was never on our counter, because we had a pantry full of canned goods, a freezer full of frozen foods, and then you got to come home, you got to thaw it out. No. So this garlic and hit me, honey. So basically, because even though it's a convenience pack, a convenient service at my local grocer, I'm still going to rinse. I'm just going to give them a little rinse and get these boiling. Basically, I'm going to just kind of blanch them. I'm trying to remember a recipe in my head for Brussels sprouts, because I love Brussels sprouts, even if my family doesn't. But sometimes if I cook them properly, if I cook them really good, everybody will kind of eat them. So I'm going to add a little water to that. And I'm going to get this on the stove. Now this actually, we're going to do this 3 different ways. We're gonna get it boiling. We're not gonna boil it. We're gonna kind of blanch it. I don't know what it. Listen. I am not a chef. I am not a cook. I am getting reacquainted with the kitchen. So and I'm certainly not trying to play anything on live stream. You guys already know that. I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper to it. Now, anytime I cook, I think of Brussels sprouts like cabbage. I love a lot of pepper on my cabbage, so I know I love a lot of pepper on my Brussels sprouts. But I'm just going to put a little pepper on that. Probably sneeze a couple of times. I feel it. And then I'm going to put a little salt. Of course, we're using our little kosher salt. Again, I'm not a chef, and there will be several chefs jump in on here. We won't go live with them because we're testing out a platform. We can't get them in. So I'm going to get this back here on the back here. Just let that kind of boil. Now, there's a couple of things about Brussels sprouts. If you want to, what I have hindsight is you want to definitely give them a little bit of boil, because I have gone straight to the oven with them and get that tenderness that you want. So you definitely want to boil them on there. I've seen them boil them and then put them. Give them a cold water bath, just kind of stop the cooking, but then I'm going to go to the oven with them. When I put them on the cookie sheet to go to the oven with them, I'm going to put them on that cookie sheet with, not the shallots. Ooh, I might do a little shallot with that. I just thought about that. I'm I found some pearl onion. Not gonna do that with that. I'm just going through the bag, but I am gonna put them on the cookie sheet with some smoked sun-dried tomatoes, and then I'm gonna top it with a little cheese. So that's gonna be one side dish for tonight. Here is the main course for tonight. It's pork chops. Ain't no sense in juicing all weekend trying to get that semi-flat belly. It ain't flat, but you know it was all over the counter before. So I knew I had somewhere to go on Friday. So we juiced a little bit. All right. Another convenience factor is I thought about the pork chops, what I'm going to do to the pork chops. And I was like, man, it's going to need some beans, right? So I got some barbecue beans. But I basically got these just to have in the fridge for the weekend because we will normally hit up our favorite barbecue guy and so forth. And a little bit of sour cream is actually going to go into the sauce. It's not a gravy. A sauce that I'm going to have on the pork chops. But they, of course, had the sour cream, buy one, get one. So I had to get buy one, get one. A little bit of honey. Oh, there's a recipe. I saw these pearl onions. Now, I love pearl onions. But the pearl onions, the only time I came across pearl onions was in those green peas with the pearl onions. So I saw these at the grocery store, and they have a little bit of a recipe. Roasted balsamic pearl onions. So that's going to be something I'm going to try this weekend. And what I love about where I am now with having my vegetable basket and herbs in the refrigerator and, refrigerator and other things in the pantry and so forth at my disposal, when I read a recipe now, it's like, I got that, right? So it says basically in a quart of water, rosemary leaves. We keep rosemary on hand now. Balsamic vinegar, which we keep on hand now. And it says honey, so I got some honey because I ended up throwing away my honey. The pearl onions, some soy sauce, olive oil, which we have on hand now, in our handy dandy EVOO extra virgin olive oil, and then coarse black pepper. And so we're gonna make that as a side dish. I would try it tonight, but there's gonna be a little bit of lesson of how to boil these and then peel them. So we don't know where that journey is gonna take us. Then of course, I've got this great loaf of 5-grain Italian bread that we keep on hand now, and that begs for some Philadelphia cream cheese, salmon flavor, baby. All right, so let's get some of this stuff out of the way now, and then we're gonna just go ahead and get those. See, I'm gonna season my. I turned on the wrong pan. I told you, y'all see fire behind me. Tell me that wasn't fire that time. And hopefully we don't set off the smoke alarm. So I got that off just in time. But I need to get my, yep, there we go. We got the right. I was like, wait a minute, that pan's not sizzling. Even though I'm live streaming, I try to stay cognizant about what's going on. So I'm going to hook that right there on my trusty cabinet. We go over here out of the shop and get these pork chops rinsed off. And basically I'm just going to brown them. And while I do that, in fact, I'm going to let these kind of sit for a minute because this requires a lot of onion. And I was thinking today, you know what? Maybe this is the onions and peppers show. Because Lord knows, Zakia, you wearing that black, girl, I'm trying, honey. Remember we did a post? And what was the question? What's your go-to color? This has been my go-to dress. This is my go-to dress. It's got a little leather accent on it. My daughter is my stylist. She keeps me in good dresses, right? So I'm that kind of person. I like just putting on a dress when I have to go somewhere. I don't like having to coordinate and all that kind of stuff. So I have a closet full of amazing dresses. You can hit up my daughter Anisha in there if you want some good dresses. She knows where to get good dresses from. So, and it has like a nice leather hem at the bottom. You guys will see it as I move around the kitchen. So I'm going to just rinse these pork chops off because we want to get through this fast. Because you guys have been watching the videos and you've been saying, does this take that long or that long? No, because we usually blogging and talking and live streaming and having a good time. But I really want to get through a meal here. I'm just rinsing these off. And I'm going to get these in the pan. Where's my towel? I'm going to get these in this oil right here. And I'm going to hit that off with some of my Creole and some of my Chipotle garlic. And look at this little thing I got from you guys can't see it over there. They can see it on YouTube. You guys can see it over there. But I ended up getting, oh, some onion powder. Let me see. Wait a minute. I want my other, where's my little garlic, baby? Okay. No, wait a minute now. There it is. Okay. My Chipotle garlic seasoning. That's what I was looking for. So basically, I'm going to just brown these pork chops. But I'm going to go ahead and get some seasoning on them. Just kind of let them sit for a minute before we go into because we got some vegetables to prep while our Brussels sprouts are. So I guess I could put this in a little, you guys don't need to see me put seasoning on the pork chops. I got a little plate over here I'm putting. All right, so pork chops is going. Let me see if I can. Woo! There's our sneezing. I'm just gonna grab a plate to show you guys these the pork chops. So I'm gonna let them just kind of sit over here. And these little grill masters, let me talk a little bit about, I don't want to get that next to my vegetable thing here. But these little grill mates, I love that they have a large flakes. So basically I'm just hitting that off with a little bit of, and you can really see the flakes in that. So that's gonna go in. Hey Leonard, I feel funny because my Facebook looks different now that I got this Instagram going. So basically I can put these things in the fridge. I'm going to use one of these sour creams. This I can put in my basket. I love that I have my basket. And as a matter of fact, I was trying to think of what to serve how many potatoes do I have? I don't think I have enough potatoes I was thinking about the pork chop. I was thinking about, even though I have the Brussels sprouts as a side, and I was thinking about the baked bean, but you cannot, when you think about, I am going to have such an amazing sauce come off these pork chops because I'm going to do the onion. Since I only have 2 of these, but we always have a trusty, dusty bag of red potatoes. I feel like this pork chop needs to go over some homemade mashed potatoes. So I'm going to grab another little boiler here. I really feel like, ooh, let me put my little pearl onions away. I love this basket, y'all. Let me tell y'all. This is your inspiration, my inspiration. As I prepping for you guys. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna do a red potato. I'm gonna do a potato. The pork chop will go on over a mashed potato. Hopefully I have enough green vegetables. I got some spinach in there too. Ooh. Okay, I'm just thinking about roasting. Because I am gonna roast those Brussels sprouts. As soon as they come to a nice little boil over there. And I look for a knife sharpener today as well. So I'm gonna put a little water in here and get that boiling. And then that way I can just drop those potatoes in there. See how this meal is coming together? My inspiration was the pork chops. My inspiration, actually, if you go to my timeline on Facebook, guys. Hey, Lorraine. If you go to my Facebook page, I shared. I'll go ahead and get that boiling over there. Yeah, and put a little salt in that water. my inspiration was, it was a year ago that I did my first cooking live stream. And I don't know if it was like the first, just a kind of casually, I turned on the live stream and just started cooking it, and I made that pork chop meal that I had from Publix, y'all. That thing, and I'm like, I was salivating. I was like, dang, I cooked that, and I was like, I need to. And I've been thinking about that pork chop thing, because you know what happens when you share a post and everybody's liking it. Every time somebody comments, you got to go back to the post, right? So I kept going back to it. I was like, you know what? I need to go home and make some pork chops, honey. I ain't made that in a minute. So I'm going to try and stay real cognizant and keep my eye on everything, because I'm putting a lot on the stove. Usually when we're cooking on Tuesdays, I'm usually doing one thing at a time because we have our cooking coach on. And, this was the real inspiration. The real inspiration was the fact that I have these portobello mushrooms. So I'm going to have to wipe those down. That was the inspiration. And I was like, well, you know, that makes such a great mushroom sauce with that Worcestershire, a little bit of brown sugar. Oh my God, with that onions. And I was like, when did I make that? And I was like, that was the dish I had over those pork chops. And that was one of those Publix apron meals, those pork chops with the, it was creamy, savory pork chops. And basically what it was, all it was, and you can look at the Instagram. In fact, hold on. Where's the other device? Oh, I said it right here in my face so I wouldn't forget it. I'll show you guys what the inspiration came from. And I think I still have it here in my search. Oh my God. This phone right here, I'm so glad I upgraded my phone. There we go. Feed a Blogger pork chops. Feed a Blogger pork chops. I'll see if I can show it to you guys. And I'm so glad that I see that pork chop. See that? I forget Facebook is backwards, right? See, that came up today in my Facebook memories. Look at that simmering. Look at that. And so luckily I put each step, a little bit of each step, a blogger that cooks. I know, right? Luckily I put a little snippet of each step in there so I can go back and look at it like, oh, okay, I just browned the pork chops. Literally I have each step on that, even though I didn't like transcribe it. Everybody was like, what's the recipe? And I went by Publix today to get the recipe, actually. So basically I'm going to brown the pork chops. And then, oh my God, those onions. Let me get these potatoes on. All right, so I showed that part. Then I showed backwards, okay? So sour cream went into onions, some brown sugar. See, it tells me right there, I sauteed the onions. And then, it went backwards. Okay. Oh, you can hear it simmering. All right, so very simply, look like I just basically sauteed my onions, added some brown sugar, along with the seasoning that were in the pan, added some brown sugar, Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit of sour cream. And that took the onions into a nice sauce, and then basically put the pork chops back in there. So we're going to brown those pork chops, but before I brown the pork chops, because this is going to go kind of fast, it looks like my Brussels sprouts here look like they may be ready. I don't want them to cook too much because I want to roast them in the oven. So let me go ahead. So basically what I'm going to do now is go ahead and just cut up. Let me bring you guys down a little bit there. You're not going to see me on there. Let me bring you guys down a little bit there. Let me know what you guys can see or not see. All right, so let's see. I don't know exactly what. There we go. We'll just go with that for now. All right, so I'm just going to cut these up. And actually, because I'm going to mash them up, I don't have to be all that perfect. And I really don't have to cut them. No, we don't have to cut them too much. I'm just gonna cut them in half, just so they'll cook a little bit. Cause these, I'm thinking about the bigger ones. So I'm just gonna cut these in half. And I really didn't even have to do that because I just thought about it. I'm gonna boil them. I'm literally just gonna toss them in that water over there. I'm gonna keep the skin on because it's just little red potatoes. And now I wish I had those gold ones like had been suggested before. So some of these are kind of quite big. So we want them to cook kind of fast. So we're gonna go. Let's go back through one more time. Just a couple of times. Again, I am not a chef. I am not trying to play one on TV. I probably need to go on one of those shows just to learn a little bit on the knife skills. You know, hey, YouTube is there. So I might as well do them all. One thing about it, honey, mashed potatoes in this household ain't gonna get wasted on nobody. So I'm gonna put these in some water, bring them to a furious boil, and let them just boil on out. I may put them on that back eye. I think I will do that because I'm gonna need to do that. Those pork chops right there. So after I cut these up and get these boiling, so we're gonna, instead of rice, instead of our pork chops will be served on a bed of potatoes. I need some music, but I'm on Facebook and I can't do it in music right now. So let's go ahead and get this to the rear with a nice boil. And I'm going to get that hot. Brussels sprouts is getting ready. I think my Brussels sprouts is probably much ready. Let me give this a little bit of rinse here. So we're going to just rinse off our potatoes, and I'm going to get them boiling. And then, you know, however you like your mashed potatoes, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just thinking right now that Worcestershire with the onions and honey on top of these mashed potatoes, and if I'm going to put in a little bit of a couple of things in there with that. All right. So those are going to go into our water here. And we'll let that come to a boil. That's not going to take long at all. Now, for those of you that are wondering, no, I don't have any little kitties running around. I am virtually an empty nester. I'll bring you guys back up. I am virtually, literally, an empty nester. But I do have some grown kids that will pop up, show up, open that door behind you guys and go, oh no, I'm sorry. They will check my live stream. And if I'm cooking something, if they see something that they like, they'll show up. So, we're going to get that over there and go ahead and brown those pork chops. And while those pork chops are going, that eye is still on. Oh no, I just had that on there. I was going to say, okay. All right, so the Brussels sprouts need to come out and go into a bath, an ice bath. That's one thing, so that we can get that to stop. Because we want to keep them, and I'll just show you, once they start stinking up your house, yeah, that's ready. So I'm going to put a little bit of ice in here, and a little bit of ice and some water. And I'll tell you, I never truly understood the whole ice bath situation until, I don't want that too high. Now it's starting to smell some goodness up in here. I wish I had hit this off with a little bit of garlic, but you know what I can do? I'm going to put a little bit of thyme in this pan. A little bit more oil. And I'm going to put a little bit of thyme in here. get a couple sprigs of thyme in this water here, in this oil with with the pork chops here. I'm just gonna twist that up and get it in the oil and get that down in there. Get that all seasoned up in there. And while I'm doing that, I'm loading some Insta stories, and then I'll come back. All right, so I'm gonna drain my Brussels sprouts, and actually in with those Brussels sprouts was some whole cloves of garlic. Then I'm gonna dunk them in the ice bath. I'm gonna get them tossed around in the ice bath. I'll bring that over here so you guys can see. So basically, I just drained my Brussels sprouts. I'm just going to get them tossed around here in the ice bath to stop the cooking. That, when you see that in a recipe, guys, it's so important. It's so important because you really need to stop the cooking on that, because I want it at, even though I'm gonna put them in the oven, that when food continues to cook, and then you end up, you had those big beautiful green vegetables, and then by the time you get ready to eat, it was still cooking, it's still brown, and then you ended up with some old limp stuff. It's like when they say ice bath, they mean ice bath. All right, so that's the trick on that. I'm gonna go with a little bit of, pull out my rosemary and pull out my dill. Alrighty. Alright, so again, we're browning the pork chops. We got our Brussels sprouts in the ice bath. I can literally sit that to the side for a second because I need to get these onions prepped. That's the next thing. So I'm going to have this huge onion over here, and I don't know why I purchased that. Oh, I know what it was. They didn't have a bag of onions. So again, we're doing onions and pork chops. Pork chops and a creamy onion sauce is basically what we're doing. 2 onions will probably be enough. I need to get some garlic going because I want some garlic going in this as well. This looks so good, so delicious. So I'm just turning those over. Can everybody see that? Thanks for those of you that are hanging out with me on YouTube. This is one of the first, I haven't done this live on YouTube yet. So I'm just browning these, and then I'm gonna set them to the side. And all of it's gonna kind of go in the oven. My potatoes just started their roaring boil over there. I can get this in the sink. I'm done with that. I was gonna boil something else. What was it? And guys, I am one of those that like to clean while I cook. Alright, or at least I try. Okay, so just want to keep an eye on my stove. Potatoes are boiling, all that steam coming up off the potatoes over there. Do you guys see the stove? Let's take you over a little bit more here. Alright, my pork chops are browning. They're going to come off in a second. I'm not going to cook them like all the way because they will have to simmer in this so that we can gel everything together. I've got to go get my knife sharpened. Alright, so we're getting ready here. We're just peeling a couple of onions. We're going to do onions, some garlic. We're going to put in some thyme, some rosemary. And I feel like I just left too much on there. Where's my little trash bin? That's not it. I'll just grab one of these. so I don't have to keep running over to the trash can. All right. I did salt and pepper my potatoes, right? Trying to remember. I'm not doing that pepper. I don't know why that pepper. Oh, I was gonna do some shallots for that. I'm trying to think. Put some shallots in with this Brussels sprouts. Now my ice is melted on my Brussels sprouts, so we'll deal with that in a second once I get these onions on. Now you already know. If y'all follow me, you already know I love onion and everything. I'm telling you. Not only that, you know, onion is toxic to cancer cells, so. Definitely want to be eating some onion. All right, just checking my simmers on everything. My potatoes is rolling. And I gotta remember I'm using red potatoes, so I really don't have to let that boil. I'm just gonna let the potatoes go to their tender, and I can mash those. I'm just gonna do a mashed potato. In those mashed potatoes, I'm going to put in some garlic and some dill. I've got to use up this garlic. And let me tell you, honey, we have become a garlic eating family up in here. And I'm also going to hit off those potatoes. I think I'm going to hit off those potatoes with some of that chipotle. One thing about cooking like this is flavor. You realize how much you were missing on flavor. Let me look at some of these comments. Good food. Hi, Betty, Burton, Millie, Kathy, TZ. Hey, Dwight, Betty, Jackie. My sprouts need work. I know they're easy, but at the same time kind of difficult. Hey, Stan. That's the thing about Brussels sprouts. And if you don't hit them off right, then, and guys, again, I'm not a chef, I'm not trying to play one on live stream. My knife skills are what they are. But you know what? I did find that we could use the spiralizer